Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see a very important topic called as a pumping lemma. So when we are talking about the language, particularly the language can be categorized into two parts. Either the language can be finite or infinite. When the language is a finite language, obviously it is a regular language because it will be accepted by a finite automata. Because finite languages need a finite memory, and hence the finite automata can accept it. But the question is, when the language is infinite, whether it can be regular or not regular. Okay, so if I am taking one example of the language like a raised to n, b raised to n, where m and n is greater than or equal to 0. So we all know that this language is an infinite language. Now can we draw the finite automata for this? So if we think a little bit, we can easily draw a finite automata for this. A, B, the string is accepted. Okay, this infinite language is accepted by finite automata. One of the reason is over here the two variables and m are independent to each other, or we can say that the occurrence of a and b are not depending on each other. The presence of a and b are independent, and hence though it is infinite language, it is accepted by a finite automata. Okay, so there are a number of infinite languages that can be accepted by a finite automata, but at the same time there are few or there are many more infinite languages that cannot be accepted by finite automata, and they are not regular. Okay, so to check whether the language is regular or not, one of the method is a use of a pumping lemma. Okay, so it is not the only method to check whether the language is regular or not, but it is obviously one of the method to check whether the language is regular or not. Okay, the pumping lemma is called as a negativity test. The reason is, for example, whenever any language is given for a pumping lemma test, or if it is passed through a pumping lemma test, and if it is passed the test, okay, then we cannot say that it is a regular language. Again I am repeating, if any language is satisfying the conditions mentioned by a pumping lemma, or we can say that if that pass that test of a pumping lemma, then also we cannot say that a language is a regular, because it is an undecidable problem. Okay, but if any language is fail in pumping lemma, then definitely we can say that it is non-regular language. Okay, so if anything or if any language is fail in this test, it is non-regular, and hence this test is called as negativity test. Okay, why pumping lemma is called as a negativity test? Because even though any language is passing this pumping lemma test, it is still undecidable to say that whether the language is regular or not. But if it is failing this test, definitely the language will not be a regular. Okay, so that's the reason pumping lemma is called as a negativity test. Now let's see what exactly there in the condition of this test. Okay, so the definition of pumping lemma is, suppose L is a regular language and there is an integer n, so that for any x, so this condition and this definition is talking about if any language is a regular, there are few conditions that should be satisfied by that particular language, and if the language is fail in satisfying that condition, it means that that language is not regular. Okay, so the condition is, suppose L is a regular language and there is an integer n. So along with the language, to check or to compare the language, the strings of a language, there is one integer is taken called n, and one string is taken called x, which belongs to L. Here there is one assumption that the length of x should be greater than or equal to L. So the conditions are this. let's assume that the string X that belongs to L can be written as U, V and W. So we assume that the string can be divided into three parts called U, V and W, where the length of UV, okay, so this is mentioned that the sum part of the string, that is a length of UV, should be less than or equal to N. Obviously we have assumed that there is a string X whose length is greater than or equal to N. Okay, here we have seen this. So if I am dividing X into three parts, obviously the length of a two part should be less than or equal to N, and length of V. Okay, so if I am considering some part from this string, I am going to explain this with example. But then from UV also we have to take some symbols or some alphabets of the string as V. We cannot take V as epsilon or a null. So length of V should be greater than 0, and then it is given that if we pump out V, it means that if we are increasing the occurrence of V in the string, then also it should belongs to N. Okay, so let's see what does this mean with the help of example. So if any language, you all know that if any language is accepted by finite automata, obviously it would be regular. Okay, so again with these conditions, we are trying to prove that, or we are trying to prove that a language is not regular. Okay, so let's take one language called A raised to N, B raised to 2N. Okay, this is one language. So as per given here, I am considering X is equals to A raised to N, B raised to 2N. I have taken one string X that belongs to a language. So over here I assume that this string X, A raised to N, B raised to 2N is a regular language. Okay, so this string X belongs to a language. Now, as in this condition given, first we have to consider X. Okay, so let's assume that X is equals to U, V and W. So I need to divide this part into U, V, W. So let's write down here is equals to U, V and W. Okay, now it is given here that we have to take some part of the string in such a way that the length should be less than N. Okay, so this A raised to N, B raised to 2N is now U, V, W. I have to choose UV from this. Okay, so let's assume that I am taking UV. UV is equals to A raised to N. We are considering UVW is equal to A raised to N, B raised to 2N. Now let's go in a simple way. If I take N is equals to 2. Okay, so I will be having AA and 4 V's. Okay, now from here if I want to choose UV, okay, so let's choose UV is equals to this. Okay, so my UV is equals to AABB and my W is BB. Okay, now again we have to choose V whose length should be greater than 0. So we have to choose V from this UV. Okay, so let's consider V as this BB. Okay, so from this UV, my V is BB. I cannot take V as epsilon or null. V must be present, so we have taken V is equals to BB. BB. Now the last condition is for any m greater than or equal to 0. If we increase the occurrence of V, if we pumped out V, then also it should belongs to L. Okay, so here the M is 1 because BB is present. Okay, but if I took M is equals to 2, okay, so I have increased the occurrence of B. So let's see what happened. If I put M is equals to 2, the string would be AA. This is raised to 1. If I increase the power, I get BB, BB and BB. Okay, so initially the occurrence of B is twice to A, but as I increased or as I pumped the B, my occurrence of B is now 3 times to A. Okay, so we can say that initially my language is a string where a set of strings where the occurrence of B is greater than twice the occurrence of A, but later on when I pump the occurrence of B, what I get is 3 times the occurrence of A. So we can say that the language is not the same, okay, and hence the language is not regular. Okay, so our string x a raised to n b raised to 2n, or the strings in which the number of the occurrence of b should be double to occurrence of a, that language is filled in a pumping lemma test, and hence we can say that this language is not regular. Okay, similarly you can try for a raised to n, b raised to n. Here also the dependency is there. The number of or occurrence of b should be equal to number of a, or we can say that over here we can write in this way, number of a is equals to number of b. There is another way by which, by looking at the string, we can say that whether it is regular or not. We know that FA is not capable enough to compare anything. FA has a finite memory. Okay, so over here when we get that there is a comparison between the occurrence of a variables, over here the occurrence of B is twice the occurrence of A. So that cannot be checked by a finite automata. So by looking at this, we can say that the language is not regular. Similarly over here, the occurrence of B is similar to or it should be equal to number of A, or should be equal to the occurrence of A. So A and B are depending, or they are not independent variables. So by looking at this language also, we can say that a language is not regular. So again I am repeating, pumping lemma is one of the method to prove that a language is not regular. Okay, if a language is passed in a pumping lemma, then also we cannot say that a language is regular, because it is undecidable problem. But if a language is failed, as it is failed over here, okay, in the last condition. So if the language is failed in a pumping lemma test, then definitely it will be a non-regular language, and hence the pumping lemma is called as a negativity test. Thank you everyone.